Thank you for watching this video. Please give the thumbs up, share and subscribe. Oh, and don't forget the alert bell. Here we are underneath. You can just see the fill plug, and swing round, but there you can see the drain plug marked drain, and this one should say fill, but it does say fill, and there we go. It's now time to change the transfer case fluid in my Hummer H2. You can see the 3 bolts holding the transfer case skid plate or guard. There are 3 15mm bolts. Let's see if we can undo the 3 bolts. 15mm. One bolt. The easiest job you'll ever have to do. There we go. And the skid plate is off. Now we can clearly see the drain and fill plugs. Managed to get a little bit of light. This is a 1/2 inch to 3/8 short adapter. I hadn't got a short extension, and so we just want to make sure that we can undo the fill plug, because if you drain it and you can't undo the fill plug, you're stuffed because you can't fill it back up. I managed to turn it. You also need to make sure that the drain and fill plug are clean so you can get the 3/8 drive into it nicely. You can do. And there we go. We've now cranked both of those, so I know they're going to come undone. Next thing is to drain fluid. Just as a note, it's easier to get to the transfer case from the driver's side. I'm currently on the passenger side, so I'm going to switch sides. I've arranged a catch can underneath. I've put it on top of a box to reduce the drop. So the edge is here, so when it drips down, when it finally drips down, it should be here. Now for the time being, I've left the fill plug in just to reduce the flow. I've loosened the drain plug. I think we're now going to let that go. Right, we just about got that to the right place. Can let the fluid pour out. There we go. Now I'm going to try and remove the fill plug just to give it a bit more. I think that's just enough to do by hand. It's hard with one hand. I've removed both the fill plug. So the fill plug It's usually nice and clean. We'll have a look at going to take those into the workshop and clean them up. So we'll just let that drain for a little bit longer. So here are the drain and fill plugs. This one's the fill plug because it was dirtier than the one below. This one was sheltered by the transfer case guard. But interestingly, these are not magnetic at all. And I think these are just pure aluminium. So I'm going to give those a clean up with a wire brush. You can see that the threads have got the old sealant around them. Here is a sample of the fluid from the transfer case taken today. I'm just going to put some on this white tissue for contrast. Just let that absorb for a moment. As you can see, the colour is very brown, and according to the charts that I've seen, this indicates that this transfer case fluid is well beyond when it should have been changed. So it's not burnt, it's not black, it's not smelly, but it definitely needed changing. I've actually found that wire brushing doesn't really help you that much, and so I've got a little knife just to pick out the contamination from the old sealant. Here we have the clean and prepared drain and fill plugs. You can see I've got most of the old sealant off. It's very difficult to remove completely. It's taken quite some time, probably it took me about an hour to do that. To make sure the drain and fill plugs are greaseless, I'm just going to spray them with some isopropyl alcohol and give them a brush and let them dry. The drain and fill plugs have now been thoroughly degreased, and I do that because the grease from your fingers or any oils and things just will prevent the sealant from adhering to the threads like it should do in sealing. So that's why I do that. If anybody wonders, a lot of people wouldn't bother, but I think give everything the best chance it can have. Okay, the drain and fill plugs have been prepared. I'm just going to make sure the drain hole has been cleaned. I've got a bit of microfiber cloth here. I'm just going to try the plug to make sure that it goes in. Okay, should wind up really easy. Yes, it does. So now we're just going to apply some sealant to that plug. Here is the sealant, which is AC Delco thread sealant, which is a PTFE based. This was very expensive stuff for me to get. So I've just put enough sealant on to fill the threads. I'll make sure there's none on the face of the thing. So that should now just go in. So I think you can see I've set my 12 inch to 18 foot-pounds. So this is a 1/2 inch drive to 1/2 inch drive. Just excuse me while I just fit it onto the socket. I don't know which way my camera is. I can correct this on the video edit. The torque meter has been set to 18 foot-pounds. And I just keep tightening. This will go around, but it doesn't matter because you can hear it. That's 18 foot-pounds. Okay, that's one done. Next job is to fill up with transmission fluid. So to fill it with fluid, I have a pump, which is a litre bottle. I don't think there's room to get a squirty bottle in there. You might be able to actually get it up inside there and down, but I don't happen to have one anyway. So I'm going to fill this till it comes out of the hole. Right, I'm going to carry on and fill this and I'll come back. Well, 1 litre of fluid has already been added. I'm going to try and do this and watch at the same time, so we're just going to keep pumping. I've got another half a litre. I think it should take 1.4 litres according to the specs. Well, something's a bit off, so let's go and top up with a bit more. Okay, we're going to carry on. There we go. So we're just a little bit out on our calculations, so I reckon we put 1.678, almost 2 litres in there. So anyway, we now have fluid. Now all that remains is to fit the drain plug. Just prepare the drain plug with some sealant. So the fill plug has gone on really easily. We'll just get a wrench on there. That's it. To 18 foot-pounds. So now we have the drain plug and the fill plug put in. We'll just give them all a wipe up and make sure there's no leaks. So that's that done. The next job is to refit the transfer case guard plate or skid guard, whatever it's called. Just to finish off, there's the completed transfer case. There appears to be no leaks. The transfer case skid guard has been put on. I couldn't find a torque reference for those bolts, but I've done them up to 30 foot-pounds, which seems ample, I have to say. So that's job done. Thank you for watching this video. Please give the thumbs up, share and subscribe. Oh, and don't forget the alert bell.